All right, so you ever hear about someone and you're like, wait, they did what? And what else?
Ah, yeah, like those resumes that make you feel wildly underqualified.
Exactly. That's the vibe I get with Onyeka Onwenu. Music, yeah, she's got that big time. But also movies, activism, even politics talk about a force of nature and all this happening in Nigeria, adding a whole other layer to her story.
Absolutely. I knew a little bit about her music going in, but researching for this deep dive, honestly, yeah, wow, just,
Wow,
well,
you know, right? So Onwenu, she was born in Nigeria, and I was surprised to find out gets her start in journalism. Like, straight up NTA, that's the Nigerian Television Authority, big deal.
yeah, it makes you think, how much did that experience, seeing the country through that lens, shape her music, you
No,
know?
totally. You can almost hear it in the lyrics sometimes.
Mm,
But before we jump into the music, I gotta set the stage a bit, right?
definitely.
So, mid-20th century, Nigeria's got a complex history with colonialism, fighting for independence, finding their own identity. Music plays a huge part in this.
Oh, for sure. Music becomes this voice for the people, this outlet, this reflection of everything going on.
And that's where Onwenu steps into the scene, gets dubbed the elegant stallion, which, I mean, how cool is that?
So perfect, right.
Yeah.
In her music, she's got this blend of Afrobeat, high life, little gospel in there too. Super unique, high energy, but always, like you said, with something to say.
And you can hear this evolution, right? I mean, take One Love, for example. It's like this explosion onto the scene. This vibrant energy calls for unity.
Yeah. And it resonated so strongly in the 80s. Nigeria's figuring out its post-colonial identity, and One Love becomes this anthem.
Exactly. Then she hits us with Dancing in the Sun, still got that infectious rhythm, but there's this maturity to it, this depth.
You can tell she's grappling with societal issues more directly in that album. Yeah. Like really taking on the complexities of life in Nigeria.
And by the time In the Morning Light drops, whoa, she is a force to be reckoned with. Confident, powerful, unflinching in her message.
No kidding. And the thing is, music was just one avenue for her. She uses her voice in so many ways. You've got the acting career. I mean, Half of a Yellow Sun, heavy stuff.
Intense movie. It's about the Biafran War, which tore Nigeria apart in the late 60s, and she absolutely nails her role.
And Mother's Courage, too.
Yeah.
Talk about tackling tough issues. That one deals with political corruption, oppression, but also this incredible resilience of women, which, let's be real, is a recurring theme in a lot of Onwenu's work.
You can't talk about Onwenu without talking about her activism, though, right? She's a huge advocate for women's rights, peace in Nigeria, and she doesn't just talk, she acts on it.
Oh, absolutely. This is where her journalism background probably comes in handy, right?
Yeah.
She knows how to shine a light on injustice, how to get people talking. And this was huge in Nigeria at the time. Women face so many barriers, lack of education, healthcare, economic opportunities, the list goes on.
And she was fearless, taking on those challenges head on, using her platform to amplify the voices of others, pushing for change, and then, just when you think you've got her figured out, she goes into politics.
Right. I mean, who does that? She ends up at the National Center for Women Development, fighting for change from within the system.
It's kind of mind-blowing when you think about it. Journalist, musician, actress, activist, politician. It's like she looked at the boxes people put you in and said, nah, I'm good.
Exactly. And I think that's what makes her so fascinating.
Yeah.
She didn't limit herself. She used every platform she had to speak her truth, to fight for what she believed in.
So as we wrap up our deep dive into the incredible Onyeka Onwenu, here's a question. In a world that tells us to pick a lane and stay there, what can we learn from someone who embraces all their passions and uses them to make a real difference? Because that's what she's done. She's an inspiration. Onyeka Onwenu is a force of nature,